Hai, Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi kepada semua. Hari ini bersama saya Nur Atika binti Samsul Anwar selaku host anda pada hari ini untuk program Build Your Personal Brand on LinkedIn. Okey, hari ini saya akan bersama seorang wakil daripada pelajar, iaitu saya menjemput saudara Muhammad Syafi'i bin Syarif. Hai, Assalamualaikum Syafi'i. Apa khabar?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, khabar baik. Macam mana kat sana Cika? Khabar baik
Alhamdulillah, sihat. Macam mana? Berada di mana sekarang?
Sekarang kalau kita tengok, kita berada di awal-awal kan? Kita tak. Sekarang kita ada kat rumah, tengah-tengah cuti SEM ni kan?
Betul. Okay, macam mana? Syafi'i tahu tak program kita hari ni apa?
Ada dengar-dengar juga program hari ni tentang LinkedIn. Pernah dengar juga tentang LinkedIn kan? Kalau kita tengok, kalau time saya buat research kat Google apa semua kan, dia ada satu-satu blogger tu dia guna LinkedIn. So kita dapat tengok dokumen tu separuh je. Nak tengok full, dia kena daftar. Tapi sebab kita ni tak tahu LinkedIn tu apa, so takut juga nak daftar kan. Tak tahu apa fungsi dia, takut dah daftar, pergi ke lain kan, bahaya kan tu. So tengok program hari ni, LinkedIn ni macam menarik lah untuk kita tengok hari ni.
Okay, sekarang Syafi'i dah tahu LinkedIn tu apa, pernah search. Tahu tak LinkedIn ni sebenarnya apa fungsi dia sebenarnya?
Tak tahu. Sebab tu macam bila UMK buat program hari ni kan, LinkedIn, macam rasa terpanggil, tertarik lah, tak tahu LinkedIn ni apa kan, apa fungsi dia, sama ke macam G Drive fungsi dia, so menarik.
Okay, tak apa. Sekejap kita akan bersama dengan Mr. Koh Muhihan untuk tahu lebih lanjut pasal LinkedIn ni apa dia. Kita boleh tahu LinkedIn ni kegunaan dia apa dia? Apa fungsi dia? Okay, sebelum tu tak terdetik ke nak buka akaun LinkedIn?
Terdetik tu memang ada, tapi sebab kita tak tahu mungkin lepas kita tengok program hari ni, kita tengok penerangan daripada speaker kita hari ni, mungkin sebab kita dah tahu flow dia macam mana, apa fungsi dia, mungkin kita akan buka satu akaun lah untuk memudahkan kerja kita nanti. Jadi saya nasihat kepada kawan-kawan yang lain yang belum tahu apa tu LinkedIn, macam mana fungsi dia, boleh sama-sama kita join program ni dekat FB Live HEPA UMK FB Live. Betul. So jom kita join program ni. Terutamanya kepada student tahun 1 dan tahun 2 lah. Sebab benda ni bagi kita baru lagi. So sama-sama kita belajar.
Ya, betul. Untuk program hari ini, selain daripada Google Meet, kita juga bersiaran langsung di FB Live HEPA UMK dan YouTube channel UMK. So siapa yang tak boleh nak masuk tu boleh join FB Live dan YouTube Live supaya kita sama-sama dapat pengetahuan tentang LinkedIn. Apa fungsinya LinkedIn ni? Apa benda sebenarnya LinkedIn ni? Apa yang kita boleh guna dengan LinkedIn ni? So sementara nak tunggu program kita start, kita sembang-sembang dululah. Okay, sekarang cuti semester. Apa Syafi'i buat kat rumah?
Cuti semester sekarang, kalau macam kita tengok kat Selangor kan, baru-baru ni dia PKP lagi kan, so dia macam pergerakan tu terbatas lah. Tapi alhamdulillah kerajaan tak menghalang minat saya tu. Dia sama minat saya tu dia tak PKP kan. Kita boleh memancing, so kita relax tension guna mancing lah kat rumah.
Kiranya pergi memancing lah dek.
Yes.
Okay, apa harapan lah supaya mungkin next semester macam mana kita dah nak mula semester baru kan? Harapan apa? Nak balik UMK ke ataupun masih boleh belajar seperti biasa semula ke?
Harapan tu insyaAllah kalau boleh kita dapat belajar secara face to face kembali lah, sebab itu lagi mudah untuk kita bertanya dan soalan apa. Sebab yalah, bila belajar online ni banyak masalah yang kita hadap. Antaranya masalah paling besar tu masalah internet lah. Ada setengah kawasan tu coverage tak ada apa semua kan. So doakan lah kita punya wabak COVID ni reda, kes turun dan kita boleh kembali kepada kehidupan kita yang normal tapi dalam norma baru. Gitu.
Ya betul. Kita sekarang berada di norma baru. Jangan lupa patuhi SOP. Bawa face mask sentiasa. Pakai pergi keluar mana kena pakai.
Kita ada face mask. Sekejap lagi nak
betul.
keluar.
Jaga SOP anda. Okay, sementara kita nak tunggu ya, sabar ya. Selain tu, Syafiq rasa lah kan, program LinkedIn ni satu program yang memberi impak besar tak kepada student?
Bagi PE lah, bagi PE program LinkedIn satu impak yang besar sebab sebenarnya kalau kita tengok LinkedIn ni dah lama dah sebenarnya ada. Tapi cuma kita tak tahu apa fungsi dia, macam mana cara nak guna dia. So, kalau kita lepas program ni kita tahu fungsi dia, mungkin kita akan dapat beri satu impak yang besar kepada pelajar untuk memudahkan kita nak buat kerja. Contoh macam sebelum ni kita guna Google Drive kan. Google Drive tu memudahkan pelajar, dokumen-dokumen kita boleh save kat dalam G Drive, tak hilang apa semua kan. Macam saya pengalaman 2 sem untuk turun ni, dari sem 2 ke sem 3, kenalah 2 kali. Buat assignment kan, save kat laptop tiba-tiba laptop hack, dia hilang. Assignment tu hilang. So dia kena buat balik dari first, dari muka depan tu kan sampai akhir. Dia memang sakit lah. Jadi kalau macam ada G Drive, kita boleh simpan dalam G Drive kan. So dia tak hilang. Mungkin kalau LinkedIn tu ada fungsi dia yang macam tu, memudahkan kita lah. Sangat berimpak pada besar lah.
Okay, ya betul-betul. Tak apa, nanti kita akan keluarkan soalan-soalan kita pasal LinkedIn ni macam mana, okay?
Boleh.
Mungkin Syafiq sendiri banyak soalan.
Tu lah. Nak tahu kat LinkedIn ni apa kan? Dia link kepada apa kan? Sebab dia LinkedIn. Kalau bahasa Melayu dia link dalam kan? So, ke dalam mana dia pergi?
Itu kita kena tengok sekejap lagi lah. Dah tak lama dah.
Betul.
So, siapa yang tertanya-tanya tentang program LinkedIn ni, jangan lupa join. Best program ni. Rugi kalau anda semua tak join. So, okay. Saya pun dah dapat hint daripada saya punya pengarah. So, jadi kita akan bersiaran di live FB, live YouTube, kemudian ada juga Google Meet. So, korang jangan lepaskan peluang join, okay? Jom.
perlu bimbang atau tak perlu fikir apa pekerjaan, apa syarikat, apa orang korporat, tak perlu. Because dalam 3 tahun tu saya hanya seorang mahasiswa atau seorang undergraduate. Dan tugas sebagai mahasiswa saya give my maximum best to my studies untuk pengajian saya dan juga aktiviti-aktiviti universiti. Saya perlu hanya aktif, saya hanya perlu buat apa projek yang saya dapat memperkembangkan diri dan saya akan buat assignment saya, projek-projek saya, dan terutamanya sebagai orang muda saya pun spend a lot of time with my friends dengan kawan-kawan saya sebagai seorang orang muda seperti kamu semua, right? Tetapi itulah 20 tahun yang dulu. Kini kalau saya lihat perspektif dia, anda semua tidak dapat berbuat demikian, alright? Maaf cakap, pada tahun pertama sudah kamu semua perlu fikir macam mana nak mempertingkatkan diri untuk kejayaan kamu semua. Kerana competition persaingannya terlalu ketat, right? Ada 300,000 pelajar lain dan ini hanya saja mahasiswa daripada institusi di Malaysia. Belum kira lagi daripada luar negara. Okay? So jika kamu semua dari tahun 1 itself, first year itself atau semester 1 itself, anda perlu buat sedikit persediaan atau career planning of what the type of job you want, what company you want to work for, and who you need to meet. Yang penting. So 3 benda ni sangat penting. Apa jenis pekerjaan yang anda mau lakukan dalam in the future, apa jenis majikan yang anda, what company atau syarikat yang anda nak bekerja untuk, dan terutamanya nombor 3, orang dari itu siapa tu, di mana dia, dan anda perlu berkenalan dan network secara dengan dia, right? So oleh yang demikian, itu menjadikan LinkedIn sebagai satu alat atau satu medium atau satu platform yang sangat-sangat berguna untuk situasi ini, right? So kenapa anda semua perlu, yang saya sarankan, yang pusat kerja kamu sarankan atau mana-mana, terutamanya Naib Chancellor kamu, Prof. Dato' Azizi, dia serang sarankan penggunaan LinkedIn ialah untuk tujuan ini, right? So anda semua bukan lagi macam kita 20 tahun yang dulu boleh tunggu dan lihat semasa di universiti. Tak ada masa nak tunggu dan lihat dah. Kamu perlu ambil tindakan sekarang, hari ini juga, right? Supaya anda boleh membuat perkenalan atau kenalan di korporat sebanyak yang mungkin, dan bila tahun akhir, bila kamu nak keluar, nak cari kerja, ini memudahkan prosesnya, right? So memang penting pada hari ini semua mahasiswa tak kira dari tahun mana. Kalau kamu semua tahun 1 mula buat ini, tindakan ini, then bagus. Anda ada what we call advantage. Kalau kamu tahun akhir, lambat sedikit tetapi pun perlu ambil tindakan ini. Kalau tidak, memang bila kamu baru menghabiskan pengajian kamu, anda kemungkinan besar menjadi statistik pengangguran yang dilaporkan setiap tahun. Statistik tu bukan main kecil. Setiap tahun sekurang-kurangnya 100,000 belia kita yang menganggur 6 bulan selepas bergraduan, right? So kalau IPTA rata-rata kita menghabiskan paper akhir kita pada bulan 5 atau bulan 6 sampai bulan 12 atau bulan 1 tahun selepasnya pun masih belum dapat kerja, right? So saya harap kamu semua dapat mengambil iktibar supaya tidak menjadi statistik, because ini memang akan merugikan bukan saja negara tapi anda diri sendiri dan keluarga anda semua. Okay? Kerana itu mungkin ada impaknya, ada kesannya, right? So izinkan saya berkongsi slide saya dan saya juga menjemput saudara dan saudari semua sepanjang ceramah ini. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan, sila letak dalam chat box atau kita akan buka selepas ni untuk kamu unmute yourself and also ask me question, alright? Dan saya juga ingin meneruskan ceramah ini dalam bahasa Inggeris supaya anda lebih dapat peluang untuk mendengar percaturan dalam bahasa Inggeris dan boleh meningkatkan penguasaan kamu dalam bahasa Inggeris kerana majoriti syarikat korporat di sana di luar sana menggunakan bahasa Inggeris sebagai pengantaran untuk perniagaan mereka dan urusan mereka. Walaupun sering kali saya di IPTA jumpa mahasiswa dan mahasiswi yang bertanya kepada saya, dia cakap, Intiko, kalau saya nak kerja untuk kerajaan, perlukah saya buat untuk semua ni? Saya nak join JPA, Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, perlu tak saya buat benda-benda yang kamu sarankan ni? Ini semua macam bahan korporat saja, macam bahan bisnes saja, macam tak ada kena-mengena dengan kalau saya nak cita-cita saya nak join kerajaan. So saya nak sarankan sini, bukan saya dan sini dan pernyataan ini tak ada apa-apa bau politik. So it's bipartisan. Tak kira pihak mana kamu sokong yang tak sokong. Pada hari ini dalam civil service kita, dalam pihak awam, perkhidmatan awam kita telah tepu, saya boleh guna perkataan ini, telah tepu, saturated dengan jawatan-jawatan atau dengan orang daripada segi yang nak join kerajaan. So at this moment saya ingat kita ada 1.3 juta pejabat awam, alright? And ketepuannya ialah dia tidak dapat mengambil siapa-siapa lagi sehingga ada pertukaran ke atau any changes or any replacement saja, right? So saranan saya memang untuk semua orang anak muda, bukan saya tak nak galakkan, tapi memang susah, lebih susah, saya boleh cakap lebih susah daripada dapat jawatan swasta daripada jawatan awam, right? So saya difahamkan JPA juga menjalankan berbagai type of assessment supaya anda banyak layers yang perlu anda lakukan. So justru itu lebih baik kamu menyiap diri untuk berkecimpungan dalam pihak swasta daripada pihak awam, right? So lebih baik, lebih sedia. Dan apa-apa kalau kamu masih ingat nak berkhidmat untuk negara pada suatu hari nanti lagi, pada bila-bila masa boleh masih masuk dengan pengalaman kerja yang lebih, anda masih boleh join pihak kerajaan atau perkhidmatan awam. Lebih baik daripada join dari sejak entry level, right? So itu nasihat saya pada anak-anak muda, adik-adik semua, right? Tak payah fikirlah untuk masuk civil service because it's just too many of us. There's too many of them. It's easy for you to think of the corporate world. Okay, so with that, I will continue in English so that you get more familiarized as an opportunity. But you can ask me questions in BM, no problem. I just wanted to share with you, I also can speak BM. Not that I don't know how to speak BM, just that not as smooth maybe, but nevertheless, I understand and also fairly well, all right? Any questions, please type in the chat box, okay? If not, I will give some time to unmute yourself, also to ask me question. Okay, I'm trying to see. Syahira, boleh tak saya share slide ke?
Ya. Ya. Share.
Kalau nak share
Kejap
sebelum tu ada apa-apa pertanyaan atau soalan, sila boleh letak dalam chat box supaya saya dapat berhubung apa yang saya telah sarankan atau nyatakan sebelum. Okey. Semasa menunggu, Syazwan ke? Syazwan angkat tangan. Ada pertanyaan? Silakan.
Mr. Ada tak?
Sorry, tak dengar.
Tekan dekat pixel.
Dia present, dia cakap whole screen lah. Dia tak ada bagi saya spesifik.
Oh, ya ke?
Kalau screen saya nampak Google Meet, nanti takut bercanggah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Madina tanya, kalau daftar link ni perlu guna email siswa atau email sendiri? Sebaiknya guna email sendirilah. Because pada satu hari nanti kamu akan grad and then account ni terus gunakan, right? So confusion, the biggest confusion among undergraduates, kemusykilan di kalangan mahasiswa dan mahasiswi ialah LinkedIn ini adalah satu platform untuk cari kerja, right? It is true, benar, ada kebenaran di sana. Tetapi yang lebih tepat ialah LinkedIn ialah satu media sosial, okay? It's a social media platform. So what do you do in a social media platform is you get to know other people. You also share with them what you are, who you are, and so on and so forth. Macam Twitter, macam Facebook, macam Instagram, sama saja, right? Apa yang beza? Beza ialah orang yang menggunakan LinkedIn kebanyakannya ialah orang profesional, okay? They are professional managers. They are also business owners, okay? And they are also sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes looking to hire, dia nak recruit orang, and also people looking to find jobs. Okay, so these are the few things that is different on LinkedIn, but it's a social media platform. So why it's important in a social media platform mindset is you don't use this platform just to look for a job. You use this platform to continuously build relationship. You use this platform to continuously promote yourself, okay? Self-branding, right? So that not only you will secure job, not only you dapat kerja, tetapi also for your future, right? So you know today's world, because it's very competitive as what I say, it only makes you stand out if you are able to build connections and network, all right, with the different people. So I would suggest, okay, thank you for the question, to use your personal email so that you can keep this account even after you graduate, right? In fact, we encourage you to use it continuously, not only now when you are in university, not only when you are looking for a job, but you continuously to use it and you will meet different people. As you meet different people, it will enhance your professional status, okay? Right, any other questions? Thank you for that. While we are waiting to figure out how to get my slides on. So sorry, okay, but nevertheless, I think I can continue without the slides if needed. Yeah, any other questions as we go along?
Sekejap ya, Mr. Kumayan, saya tak dapat lagi cara macam mana nak buat.
Tak apa, kalau kita jumpa...
Boleh.
Apa yang semua nampak?
Okey, nampak dah slide. Okey.
Ada tak?
Ada.
Okay. Then I go to presentation mode. Boleh nampak?
Boleh.
Okay, good. So to start with, I have a Telegram channel so that in case you lose anything that I say and you cannot remember, although this is hosted live, I will also encourage you to join this Telegram channel. So in this Telegram channel, I've documented short videos, about 4 or 5 minutes each video, to teach you all the aspects of LinkedIn. What you need to do from the photo to the headline, which I will cover today, to some other aspect, how to write a profile, how to connect with professionals, what you need to do, what you need to post, and so on and so forth, right? And the beauty about a Telegram channel is if you join today, if you subscribe today, you can scroll back up to the day one, the first posting that I've started. So I started this channel in May 2020, all right? Until now, I easily have 30, 40 videos there, and also sometimes a short description, which you can go back and refer, right? So feel free to actually join this Telegram channel. It's dedicated to all undergraduates, right? Untuk semua mahasiswa dan mahasiswi, terutamanya daripada IPTA dan IPTS Malaysia, right? So my focus is only in the context of Malaysian university, regardless whether you're from IPTA or from IPTS. And these techniques are something that you can learn at your own pace, and also try to improve your profile, okay? So the QR code is there. If not, you go into Telegram and search for Prime for Success. Just that when you search in Telegram, you need to be very specific. You need to type the name correctly. If not, just scan the QR code, okay? All right, thank you, Siti Zulaika for sharing. Right, so just a background, I actually don't run LinkedIn sessions as a professional. I also don't train students as a professional, but all this I do as part of my contribution to the society. So this is my CSR work. Reason being, as I explained, I meet a lot of professionals every day, part of my job. These are the services I offer them, both in consulting as well as in training. These are all corporate people that I train and consult. They always complain, they always tell me that our undergraduates, especially from IPTA, are very hard to hire. Susah nak mengambil mereka sebagai pekerja because banyak-banyak a lot of how to say lacking in a lot of gaps, kekurangan banyak kekurangan. And when I talk to them, I feel very frustrated because why? I'm also a IPTA product, as I just mentioned. They always feel that foreign graduates are better. A lot of my clients in the corporate world, they always feel that better to hire foreign graduates than to hire local graduates. That is the consistent perception, right? So I wanted to help you all, we are also part of it, to really elevate our status or elevate our perception to say that actually local graduates is not just bad. If it's not as good as the foreign graduates, we are even better. And I truly believe so. We are better. Just that we have one major issue, I find, because we have not been able to express ourselves well. So as a result of that, our marketing skills, keboleh pasaran kita kekurangan, because why? We don't know how to market ourselves. In fact, not only ourselves, we don't know how to market a lot of things as well. So I really encourage all of you watching today to be more vocal in presenting your thoughts, your ideas, and also to engage, especially people that you don't know. So one of the biggest mistake all undergraduates do, and I did this when I was in university as well, we are very, what we call, katak di bawah tempurung, or we are very in our cocoon. So our environment and atmosphere or our ecosystem, it is just within the university. And within the university, we only talk to our friends, we only talk to our classmates, we only talk to our college mate if you stay in residential college, you know. And some of us even go to extent that we cari orang kampung kita. So if you go to any university, memang ada kampung, of course, you're in Kelantan, but let's say when I was in UPM, there will be a group that is the Kelantanis. Orang-orang Kelantan akan berkumpulan. Orang-orang Sabah akan berkumpulan. Orang-orang Johor, orang-orang Kedah, and so on and so forth, right? And this way, of course, you feel more comfortable with your people from your same town, same kampung, or same state, but you're actually not helping yourself because you're not learning how to interact and understand different people, right? So one of the challenge I want all of you to be taking note, if you don't learn anything but learn this, is starting today, especially all of you, tahun 1, which are in year 1, I want you to go out there and get to know as many people as possible. In fact, get to know people that is working in the corporate world today. It can be from any company, all right? Get to know business people, right? Who run, whether it's small business, medium business, or big business, right? The whole idea of you getting to know them, you will elevate yourself in terms of thinking and conversation, because orang corporate percakapan mereka sangat-sangat berbeza dengan peers, with your peers. So you can mix with your friends and get to know them, but really to help you to become more employable, more marketable, you need to start learning how to speak what the corporate people speak. You need to start thinking how the business people think, so that it will help you to become more mature. And the only way to help you to do that is to have more conversation, more understanding, and more frequency in seeing and meeting them, right? So with that, I started this movement called Prime for Success, okay? And since 2017, all right? And today I've actually gone to 50 universities. This was before COVID, all right? Sebelum tahun 2020. Saya telah menjelajahi, I think that's the word, menjelajahi 22 university di Malaysia to give this training. And this training very focused to teach young students like you how to use LinkedIn as a platform to network with professionals, okay? Talk to about 6,500 students, okay? And since last year, we also have gone virtual. So I run about 23, 24, this will be 25 virtual sessions, okay, covering more than 3,600 students. So if you add up together, I have talked to more than 10,000 students, all right? And these are some of the university I go to, all right, including I have been to campus kota, the UMK. So that was in year 2019, I think, or 18, I was in Kota Baru, right? So can't wait to come back, but of course, COVID so got other plans, right? So why professional and LinkedIn and professional branding is important? Reason being is I already explained that is very competitive, but LinkedIn profile is also the one that gives you the first impression. So first impression is very, very important in the world today, right? Especially in the business and corporate world. So how do you project an image or a brand that is impressive to the other person? LinkedIn profile is the one of the two, not the only two, but one of the two that can help you to do that. So with that, we want to encourage all of you to have one, especially if you are in year 1. If you start today, you have advantage, right? I don't have official statistics because I don't work for LinkedIn, but I can bet there is less than 10% of the total users in Malaysia on LinkedIn that is undergraduate, less than 10%. So if you actively use LinkedIn as an undergraduate, you are already at the top 10%, okay? So that is the advantage you have, because why can I pick these statistics is very easy, because anytime we do any posting, and our Malaysian community of LinkedIn users are actually very close. We know each other quite well. Last Saturday, we only had a gathering among few of the active users, all right? and all of us know each other from LinkedIn, because we have not, most of us have not met each other, but we have read about each other's story either on a daily or weekly basis. So when we get together and have a tghri, we actually understand each other very well. And I can tell you, if you're actively doing that, corporate or business people would also know you, right? Regardless of how young and inexperienced you are, right? So the good part about LinkedIn is it helps to democratize that. It doesn't mean that you need to be a GM or a CEO, then only you are well known and people can talk to you. But even if you are a young person, you are inexperienced, you are just a student, if you know how to brand yourself, if you know how to consistently engage your audience on this platform, right, you will find that you actually also have the equivalent status of a CEO of a big company, right? So that is the beauty of it. But you must know what to do and how to do it. And most importantly, the what and how I can usually teach the student, but continuously to do it is something that I cannot. So this is something that we hope that all of you, okay, can really help yourself. Not help me, not help LinkedIn. Help yourself, okay, to consistently make it a point to be active on this platform so that you make connections with the corporate world, with the business people in focus building your career. Okay, so that's why you need to have that. That's the first reason. Second reason is today, of course, first year for most of you is irrelevant. But let's say you're final year and you're applying for a job. I can say majority of the recruiter today, hiring managers today, what would they do is if you send in an application with your CV today to my company for a job that I advertise, right? If I like your CV, all right, 50 to 60% of the time, not all the time, but quite high, 50 to 60% of the time, I will actually Google you or find you on LinkedIn, see whether what type of activities, what type of postings you do, and so on and so forth. So if you know how to creatively, so it's not creative is a bad word. If you know how to religiously curate your story, that means you know how to tell your story, your actual story, not make-up story, your actual story in a structured and impactful manner on LinkedIn. When potential recruiters look for you on LinkedIn, they are able to read this story. And this one will help you to elevate the perception of your brand, of who you are in the eyes of the recruiter or hiring managers. So by reading 10 posts that you have done in the last, let's say 2 months, as a recruiter, I will have a better understanding of you as a candidate versus a candidate that doesn't have LinkedIn account, that just give me his or her CV. So if I were to compare CVs, I have one CV that looks good, another CV that looks good. But this CV, if I go and look further, he got a LinkedIn account with a lot of postings about what he does. And this CV looks good, but don't have LinkedIn activity, right? Or don't even have a LinkedIn account. So comparatively, I will still have better information of this person because of the LinkedIn activities and posting. And with that, gives me more confidence to call this person for an interview. Because why? By reading your posting, it's like a window to your world. Macam jendela kepada kehidupan kamu, right? Of course, you must know what to post on LinkedIn, right? So if you just post your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then doesn't make sense. But if you post your extracurriculum activities, you post your final year project, you post your internship placement, what you learn in internship, all right, what you learn when you go for external courses, what you learn when you attend webinars, who do you meet in webinars, and who do you talk to, and so on and so forth. It gives the employer or the recruiter a lot of confidence to actually further want to know you better. And the want to know you better is definitely call you for the interview, right? So the whole idea here, the focus here is why you are doing this. You are doing this so that you can document your learning, your experience, especially if there is a third party that want to validate and verify it. That becomes important. So we are not asking you to create viral posts. That's not our intention. We are not asking you to use LinkedIn like any other social media platform where you want to create a viral post. You want to create a post that many people engage in, comment in. No. We want you to document just your activities, your extracurricular activities. We want you to document your learning. We want you to document your internship and your final year project. Just these 4 things, all right? And you can do this every week once. Don't even need to post more than once a week. So every week, if you can spend 20 to half an hour just to post one important learning you have in your university, all right, or even out of your university, because now PKPB time, you probably learn things outside of your university. You can also share the experience, all right? And again, we are not asking you to make up stories. Jangan tipu. Document as how you experience it, so that it becomes a reference for other employers to actually look at it when they want to check you out. Okay, so it is very, very critical that you use this platform to really share information about yourself. Okay, and the advantage of it is this. Okay, since your first year, you probably not heard this before, but for those final year, you will know this. If you look at a CV and resume is always maximum 1 muka surat atau 2 muka surat. And in all CV and resume classes, we will teach you how to summarize and make it concise, to the point. Jangan panjang lebar, jangan cerita banyak, right? Just bagi rumusan dan tekankan apa yang penting, right? Because the recruiter got no time to read 5 pages, 6 pages, 10 pages, okay? They only want to see 1 page summary, okay, of all your experiences, of all your involvement, of all your learning, and so on and so forth. That doesn't give you advantage, all right, versus another candidate who also do the same thing. So how to stand out is really having this LinkedIn account, actively posting your story in it, cerita kamu. When you say, when you put on your CV, Night President Persatuan Bahasa Inggeris, University Malaysia Kelantan, right? You can only just put jawatan kamu, right? Dan bila, tahun bila sampai tahun bila, right? That is just one line. But on LinkedIn, you can actually elaborate very much on, as the Night President of this English Society in UMK, what do you actually do? What type of activities you organize? Who come for your activities? What you learn? What you experience? How much impact you have created? These are the stories that the recruiter actually want to know. Because why? These are the ones that also give him or her a confidence to recruit you, right? So we will talk about that in a short while, but basically that is just to give you an idea, right? And again, any of you have any question, ada apa-apa soalan, right? Please feel free to put it onto the chat box. Okay, if not, you can also raise your hand physically or either virtually, so that we can get you to unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah. So maybe I'll give a quick one. Any questions? Please do that now. In fact, you can do questions throughout. All right. So don't wait. Okay, so Iqbal has a question. As an internship student, can still share what we have done during first semester? Yes. So Iqbal, the beauty of social media is, especially I think the Instagram started this trend. So the trend is called throwback, #throwback, right? Sometimes you can do throwback Thursday, you can throwback Friday, or throwback Sunday. So what you can do is you can put a #throwback, and then you document what happened in semester 1. Okay, and this is also a good practice, because why? Dalam 4 tahun pengajian kamu, in the 4 year of studies, I will safely say, by the time you graduate in the final year, whatever that happened in semester 1, kemungkinan besar anda sudah lupa. Okay, so you have forgot what you have done, you have forgot what you have achieved, you have forgot the impact that you have created in semester 1. So for those who are watching who was first year, why we want to get you to do this now is because as you experience it, you document it. As you experience it, you document it. This is what I call a digital diary lah. But this digital diary is for the world to read. It's almost like a blog, but not so much of just you want people to read, but you want people to read in a sense that they understand who you are as a person, what you are capable of, and for recruiters to see whether you fit or don't fit their culture of their organization, right? That is for external, which I explained. But more importantly is for yourself, right? So what is the big problem in recruitment that we find a lot of times? Let's say you do 4 years, 4 tahun pengajian, 4 years of study. You work very hard, your CGPA also very decent. You do a lot of clubs and activities. You do a lot of projects and so on and so forth. And then by the time you graduate, you apply for a job. Then you get called for an interview. Anda dipilih untuk temu duga and you go and attend the interview. So the scenario is always like that. So let's say temu duga ialah pukul 10, chances are you will be at the company, you will be the syarikat pada pukul 9 atau 9:30 latest, right? So you will always be early, you never late or just on time, right? So you're always early for your job interview. This is common sense, no need to explain why, right? But because you're early, you are asked to wait for your interviewer, either the HR manager or the business manager that is going to recruit, right? So in that 1 hour or half an hour that you're waiting, what do? Most of us become very nervous because we are also human beings. So even I go for an interview today, if I will go for a job interview today, I'm also will be nervous, to tell you honest. Not to say that I attended many interviews, I know what to do, and I'm very confident. No, right? I also be very nervous. So what can you do to help you to build your confidence and reduce the nervousness is if you have actively documented all your activities on LinkedIn, then you can just take out your phone, all right, during this time, all right, go to your LinkedIn profile and you scroll back to read all your activities or all the entry. So that's why I say it's a digital diary, because why? Then you're able to recall and recollect all the impact, all the achievement, and all the things that you have done. So with that itself, it gives you much more confidence. It reminds you, refresh you. This macam buat revision sebelum final exam. But this final exam is actually the job interview. So you revise all your experiences, okay, sebelum masuk ke Dewan Peperiksaan, before you go into the interview room, all right? So when you are in the interview room, at least you just read about it, you remember, yes, semester saya memang aktif dalam projek ini, atau aktif dalam persatuan atau klub ini. Apa yang saya lakukan, berapa orang yang datang untuk event saya, dan berapa fund, if you do fundraising, how much money you raise, and so on and so forth. So this is why it's very important that you start documenting today. And for those who are in final semester or 4th year, you can do a throwback to start document as well. Because when you go for interview, trust me, you definitely need to tell these type of stories. And if you cannot remember them, you are at disadvantage. Okay? So thank you, Iqbal, for that question. Ada apa-apa soalan lagi? Just one more before I move on. Okay, kalau tak ada, saya akan teruskan. So in my strategy, that I teach all the students, so altogether got 5 langkah yang penting lah. But for this morning, okay, because of limited time, and actually I would encourage you to ask me more questions, okay. I will only touch maybe step 1. And if you want to learn step 2 to step 5, you have access to my Telegram channel. Most of the information is already in there. But at the same time, I also run LinkedIn clinics on a monthly basis on LinkedIn itself, all right? So you can join me in any of these LinkedIn live sessions. and come for your questions. All right, I'll be most happy to entertain you. If not, UMK also have very kind to engage me for every month. This month, today is the start. Bulan depan kita ada sesi lagi, bulan 5 ada juga, dan bulan 6. So you can participate in those sessions as well to actually ask me questions regarding step 2 to 5 lah. After watching my videos from the Telegram channel, as well as be more active on LinkedIn. All right, so that is the one I want to talk about. So how to create a professional profile, because this is very important. This is the first step. Having a professional profile therefore gives you the advantage to look good, to create that first impressions. Okay, so I want to spend the next half an hour to talk about this, and I leave the last half an hour for questions and answer. And please do ask me questions. Sila tanya soalan. Alright, kalau kamu tak tanya soalan, memang kamu takkan belajar. Right, this is not just a ceramah, or this is not just a lecture. It is really what we call more of an active learning, if you can. Right, so if you have not used LinkedIn itself, or you don't have a LinkedIn account, probably you'll find that it's challenging to ask me questions. But nevertheless, it's also you got to push yourself to really learn how to ask questions. So one of the other skill set that is very important that we are missing compared to our friends that went to foreign university is knowing what questions to ask, how to ask question, and having the courage to ask question. Budak IPTA dengan IPTS di Malaysia semua malu-malu, semua tak boleh tanya, tak tahu tanya soalan atau tak berani tanya soalan. Ini adalah satu kekurangan yang kita dapati di dunia korporat. Kalau nak dibandingkan dengan graduan-graduan daripada universiti luaran atau universiti asing, di mana mereka semua lantang bersuara, bercakap dan boleh tanya soalan yang benar. Right? So and this one is a skill set, satu skill yang kamu boleh latih diri sendiri. Bagaimana latih diri sendiri ialah dengan sesi-sesi seumpama ini. So in this kind of session, you actually got nothing to lose. If you ask the wrong question, you don't get, you don't get a minus in your CGPA, or you don't get an impact on your CGPA or anything else. But when you don't learn to ask questions, next time you come out to work, it may impact your remuneration, impact your promotion, impact your perception of from your bosses and from your clients, right? So belajar mula hari ini, tanya soalan, lantang tanya soalan, walaupun anda masih kurang faham dengan subjek tersebut atau masih kurang selesa, so beranikan diri to really go and ask questions. All right, so I really encourage you to do that. So I've talked about 1 hour. I only got 2 questions, and there's almost 100 of you in the room. Tak termasuk yang menonton di Facebook dan YouTube, right? So yes, feel free to ask me question, right? Okay, so if you start your LinkedIn profile, all right, and in my experience, you only got to focus on 6 things, all right, to make your professional profile looks professional. So to make your profile looks professional. These are the 6 areas that you need to focus on, all right? And I want to spend more time talking about number 1 and number 3, all right? But I will just skip through. I will just give you some brief outline on the rest, all right, for today's purposes, okay? And if you are on LinkedIn already, then I would really encourage you to also maybe on the side, another tab, you open your LinkedIn profile, so that as I tell you, you can also make the changes so that it is more of a working workshop. And for those who are not on LinkedIn, I will really encourage you to register one now. Jangan tunggu lagi, buat sekarang, right? You just need an email to do it, okay? So yes, just get that done. Yes, Shahira.
Encik, kita take voice sekejap.
Okay.
Okay. Sebelum sambil tu kalau korang ada, kalau anda semua ada soalan boleh dekat chat box. Take voice sekejap. Baik, Mr. Muhen, kita boleh teruskan. Hello.
Okay, yeah, welcome back. All right, thank you. So yeah, please put your questions as we proceed. Please ask question. Kalau tak tanya soalan memang wasting opportunity as well as also not practicing. Not learning how to do this. Just to check, you see my slide now? If yes, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. Thank you, Kayi. All right. Okay, good. All right. So for your profile, if you can open to another tab, open your LinkedIn profile. These are the things that I want you to focus on, so that as I give you the guidance, then you can also do it accordingly, so that you don't have to listen now and do it later. So if you do it now, then it's faster and fresher. If you are waiting later, probably then you forget about it. And I know all of you are very busy people, right? So try to just follow as we go along, right? So first and foremost is the profile photo, which is this this bulatan. I like it. That is your profile photo. And profile photo here is very important that you actually make sure that you are positioning yourself in a more professional manner. And with this, I want to give a 5 petua, okay, of how you can actually make your profile photo better. Yes, somebody raised hand. Shazwan, is it? Yeah, if you have any question, just type it in the chat box quickly. And if you want to ask a question also, you can put your question there, so that I'm opening the chat box so that I can see as well at the same time, okay? I cannot see all of your faces, so that even if you raise hand, sometimes I may not be able to see who is raising your hand, okay? But yes, if you have any questions, put in the chat box so that I can address it. Right, so I want to go to the step 1, which is the first one, is your profile photo, okay? Right. All right. Okay, so Nurul got a question. So your question is, do throwback more than previous secondary school? The answer is, if your secondary school activities is impactful, then you can do it. But if it's just sekadar, wakil sekolah, wakil kelas, all that tak payah, right? So you are wakil negeri, wakil negara, yes, do it. For instance, you represent the country in a particular sports, you are pemain hoki negara. Yes, talk about it, you know. Or even ahli karate negarawan, please talk about it. Or ahli pidato untuk pertandingan antarabangsa. Yes. So these are the experience that is impactful from your secondary school or even your primary school that you can talk about on your LinkedIn. But if you just wakil kelas saja, tak payah, right? Because it is too insignificant to start with. And number 2, we are very different from who we are when we are belasan tahun. So understanding human psychology, all right, how you are as a 13 to 17-year-old is very different from a 22-year-old, right? So that's what we are trying to look at, right? What is the best profile? I will talk about it now. Photo, yeah. So I'm talking about the photo. Shazwan, just give me a few moments. You will learn, okay? So that is it. Yeah, but thank you. Keep the question coming. So I'm talking about the circle one here, okay? And you got a few things to look at, right? So petua pertama ialah you need to choose a photo that looks like you, right? This one sounds like a very common sense, but not so common, all right? So one thing that we want to discourage you from doing, which you can do on other social media platform, is putting a photo when you are young, right? So if you go on Facebook, go on Twitter, or even Instagram, you see that certain people would put the profile photo that of them when they are 5 years old, when they are kindergarten, semasa tadika ke, semasa dia sekolah rendah, because it is something that they use it for fun, right? But LinkedIn tolong jangan buat macam tu, right? We want to see a photo that looks like you today. You today, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago, all right? Don't put your baby picture. Gambar-gambar bayi semua jangan letak, right? So make sure it's updated. Also must reflect how you actually look, all right? So if you pakai cermin mata, if you have spectacles, please put the one with spectacles. Don't put the one with contacts, contact lens. So some people they only put the photo with contact lens when they take photo, especially those nice photo, right? But on a daily basis, they pakai cermin mata, right? Or the other way around, right? And also your hair, especially for the ladies. So if you wear the hijab, you wear the tudung, okay? Make sure that your gambar pun ada hijab dan tudung, bukan like the one you take out, you know, and for normal days you actually wear it, right? And also if you want to put on makeup, make sure that it's something that you do every day, not that you only do for kenduri, not only you do when for the graduation, all right? Something that who you are as a person on a daily basis, okay? And kalau boleh, your eyes is very important. So how we see your photo, whether engaging or not, professional or not, is how you look into the camera, right? So that basis of your eyes is become very, very important, okay? So something like this, for all the guys, I will encourage you to just put on a formal suit, okay? If you don't want to wear tie, also tak apa. At least do something that is with slacks, you know, with long sleeve slacks, all right? And yeah, that is good enough, okay? Try to not put photos like this, okay? So I recreated some of these just to show you example and differences, why you shouldn't, all right? And something that you don't do this. If you wear mask, I would encourage you to take off your mask, all right? At least for LinkedIn, okay? You can do a picture of mask in other profile, but this one, actually your face tell 1,000 words. So if can, try not to put, cannot see the slides. Okay. Wait, let me try again. Can you see now, Nadia? Can you see, Nadia? Nadia, Amira, can you see the slides? Okay. The rest can see. Can the rest see?
Sama Mr. Tak nampak ada apa-apa. Just
Apa yang kamu nampak apa sekarang?
Google Meet. Muka kita orang semua.
Okay. Itu pasal tak boleh stop lah. Lain kali tak boleh break. How about now? Okay, then tak apa. Saya takkan. Okay, tak apalah. Saya pun tak tahu kenapa tak boleh. Tapi saya akan teruskan. Jangan buang masa. Because it doesn't allow to present slides, only screen. I don't know why. Okay, so tak apa, I'm not going to continue without the slides, okay? So yes, so the idea here is this, okay? Now I'm talking about the profile photo for your LinkedIn account. So your LinkedIn account, profile photo, you need to follow these 5 steps, okay? To make sure that you have what we call a presentable professional look, all right? So step 1 is to make sure that it's a photo that looks like you, okay? Kriteria pertama, okay? So bagaimana dengan apa yang dimaksudkan dengan foto that looks like you? Number one, how you look on a daily basis. Cara anda dalam harian. Especially look that you will do when you go to work. Not the one you go to kuliah. Sekarang pergi kuliah pun lain juga because you're probably watching at home. So what we are trying to get you to do is to have a professional looking profile. Make sure that it looks something like you. Keep it formal if can. Not can. Try be formal about it. Okay. And if you wear spectacles, okay, pakai cermin mata, tolong pakai cermin mata. Don't only do a contact lens for this shoot, right? And also don't try to wear anything else like dark glasses, like any accessory that is make your photo looks funny, all right? So you can do this in other platforms, but don't do this on LinkedIn, right? So that's very, very important. Also try not to take a photo of you take a photo of you doing other things, right? So this one I cannot show you, but there's one person that I found on LinkedIn. Dia letak gambar dia minum teh tarik. Okay, so tak sesuai lah, tak sesuai, right? Because you're trying to impress upon your future majikan, employer baru kamu. So very importantly, you ambil tata tertib ini, jangan letak sama saja, right? So that is one. Okay, another one is very important that if you can keep a blank background. Okay, so simple background is the best for your photo. Alright, jangan cuba ambil gambar kamu di depan pintu masuk UMK atau di depan fakulti kamu. Alright, kamu nak tunjuk kamu dari fakulti ni atau dari universiti ni. Tak perlu letak gambar itu sebagai gambar profile. Okay, boleh post gambar tersebut, tetapi gambar tersebut tak sesuai jadi gambar profil. Kerana kita mahu lihat muka kamu, bukan lihat pemandangan di belakang kamu, right? So it's very important to focus on your face, not on your background. So your background, keep it simple, okay? As simple as possible if can, right? Focus on your face, all right? The last petua is the frame, because it's dalam bulatan. If you look at your LinkedIn profile, is in a circle. The frame in the circle, 60%, 60% daripada bulatan tersebut kena daripada muka kamu, right? So 60% of it must be your face, so that people can see you. So jangan ambil gambar seluruh diri dari jauh. Pasal dari mobile phone, kamu nampak kecil sangat, tak nampak langsung, right? So we want to see your face. So just make sure that you show your face, 60% of it, right? And also definitely have an engaging expression, smile. That's why I asked not to put the face mask, because if you want to see your smile, right? Having the engaging smile really connects with another person. All right. So your job is to put a profile picture that is professional, not distracting. 60% of your face big enough for people to see, and with the expression that is so pleasant that people see your photo, they want to connect with you. That is the petua lah. Okay. So one question is LinkedIn had news or update from other countries? No. It is not a news feed. Okay. Zahiruddin. It is not a news feed. It's a social media platform. Okay. Just like Facebook, right? Of course, if you follow a news organization, that means you get news in other social media platform. But on LinkedIn, there's no news organization. There is company pages you can follow, and probably you get posting from that organization. But that is not your purpose. Ini bukan tujuan kamu. Tujuan kamu ialah untuk menggunakan platform ini untuk berkenalan dengan ahli corporate lain. So I've been speaking for 1 hour about building network and connection as the purpose of LinkedIn. You are not on LinkedIn to read news. Okay, you want to read news, there's other sites that you can go to. Okay, hope that answers your questions. Nurul Izati asks, photo must be informal. Formal in the sense that what you going to wear to work, Nurul. If tomorrow I hire you, okay, sebagai anak buah saya, right? If I hire you as an employee, what attire you are coming to office? That is the attire you should be on your photo. Okay. So yes, the answer is yes to formality, but formal in the sense that what type of attire that you're going to wear to work lah. Okay. Any other questions as we go along? Okay, I'll move on. So the other thing that you notice on LinkedIn profile, there's a banner behind you. If you go to your LinkedIn profile, there's a banner. Okay, and that banner actually very important for you to take advantage to publicize yourself, right? So if you can, okay, since I cannot share slide, maybe I'll share my profile so that you all can look at it. Because that is almost like a billboard lah. I always call it as a billboard. Billboard is papan tanda atau papan jual. So what you do here is you design something that becomes very more attractive for people when they look at your profile. Okay, so that it is something that you can see or people can see, and they are very quick to associate. All right, so I will just open or share my link, and if you can click on, because I cannot share file, I cannot share presentation. Okay, so if all of you go to my LinkedIn profile, and if you are not connected to me, feel free to connect with me. So you notice that behind my profile, there's my face again. So I put my photo twice. Profile photo, I got one. Behind the banner, I got my face there again. And not only that, if you look at my banner, it's almost like a iklan, right? Saya jual perkhidmatan saya. So this is all my consulting services, change management, strategy, EQ, right? And of course, I put some a bit of write-up, a very simple write-up, but primarily it is an advertisement board. So I will encourage all of you to really do this for your own profile. Make sure that it is a papan tanda iklan for you, right? Don't keep it blank, number one. Number two, don't put nice scenery. Jangan letak gambar pemandangan cantik. Alright? Bagus tapi tak ada makna. Alright? Guna tempat tersebut sebagai tanda iklan untuk diri kamu. Right? And how do you design this? Of course, I use Canva. Alright? If you're not familiar, I will just put it here. I think most students are, but you can actually use canva.com, which is a free design site for social media postings, for things like that. So you go to Canva, register with your Facebook account or a Google account, and then you can just look for LinkedIn banner templates, okay? And you can change the gambar, you can tukar gambar, tukar perkataan, all right? Edit it and put your own words, put your own photo, and then save the one. And the dimension is ready for use to be uploaded on LinkedIn, right? So change that profile so that it looks, it is something that is advertising you, so that anybody that comes to look at your profile, they can see it because it's bigger compared to your profile photo, right? So don't waste this space. Jangan bazir tempat ini. Tempat ini besar, is good for to grab attention. So do that, okay? So if you can, please change that. Please change that. That is something that I would really encourage you to do. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far? Besides those have come in, I move on. Okay, so the other thing with your profile photo, yang saya lupa cakap, is try not to put a photo with you and somebody else. Tak kira siapa tu, right? So umpamanya anda ada satu opportunity ada satu peluang untuk mengambil gambar dengan idola kamu. Idola kamu either could be an artist, could be a religious teacher even, or even a politician. So let's say your favorite politician is somebody that you met and you manage to ask for a selfie. Of course sekarang susah sikit because of COVID. Tapi andai kata kamu ada peluang untuk ambil gambar dengan idola kamu, and you're very proud of this picture, okay? Now you can do a LinkedIn posting about who you met and to post this picture. But this picture shouldn't be your profile picture. Because why? We want to see your face, not see you with somebody, okay? So regardless of who is this somebody, although it's like very famous, could be Perdana Menteri juga, or it could be the president of USA. Some of them, I think during Obama came to Malaysia, managed to take picture with Obama, President Obama. Then they put it in your profile picture, right? Of course, we all know who is President Obama. Just you want to show people that you have met President Obama. But no, we want to see your face. We don't want to see President Obama, right? Of course, you can do a posting to say that you actually met the President of the United States, or you met the Perdana Menteri of Malaysia, whichever that one is, 8 or 9 or 10. You can do a posting, but don't put it as a profile picture, okay? Very important. Any questions before I move along? So I talk about profile photo and I talk about banner. These are the two things very important, okay? Next, I want to talk about headline. So headline is if you go to my profile, you see the headline is under my name, right? And there is altogether 120 character, right? Maximum that you can put, right? So headline has two functions. First function is to attract people to your profile. So because your name will go with your headline. So anywhere you comment or you post, people will see your name and your headline together, right? So with that itself, it is important to put the right headline. But more importantly, this headline is also the keywords for the search algorithm. So you can actually search for people on LinkedIn. You go to LinkedIn, the top there, you see a search function, all right? You can actually type names, or you can type a particular job, right? And you will see the search function. So what does LinkedIn search algorithm do is it takes into account what is appearing on your headline. So if you want recruiter to find you, it's important for you to put the right words into the headline. Okay, can I repeat that? If you want recruiter to look for you, you need to put the right keywords in your headline. And because there's a limitation, ada limitnya 120, bukan perkataan, 120 character. Not even perkataan, that means one character, one letter. So you need to choose the right keywords. Perkataan yang kamu letak dalam headline kamu adalah penting untuk tujuan ini, right? So what do you do? So I got a formula, 3-step. Again, if you subscribe to our Telegram channel, it's in a video, but I will repeat it here. Step 1 or criteria 1, okay, is to put your discipline of study, right? So apa-apa kursus dan ijazah kamu, just letak nama kursus dan ijazah. And when I say that, don't put, jangan letak seluruhnya, jangan letak bachelor ijazah muda bachelor peraccountant, right? Let's say you're accounting. Just put accounting is enough, right? So let's say you're in tourism management, just put tourism management. Don't need to put a Bachelor of Arts in Tourism Management, right? Or don't have to put a Bachelor of Education in what, right? Just focus on the keyword. Because why? You want to save your 120 characters. So part 1 of the formula for headline is discipline, the discipline that you are studying in. So if you are, for those watching out there, if you are studying engineering, what engineering? Chemical engineering, civil engineering, right? If you are Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, just put chemistry, Alright, if you are Bachelor of Science in Food Technologies like myself, you just put Food Technology. Alright, and so forth. Okay, so first part, put your discipline of study. Okay, so that is the focus. Okay, number one. Part two is the industry that you want to work in. Okay, so I know some of you tahun satu and say, hey, Muihan, I don't even know what I want yet. Yeah, that's why I was saying upfront earlier, you got to choose or got to become more ready. So if you don't know what you want yet, but at least do what you have a rough idea of what you don't want already. So don't put all those, but put something that is nearer to you. Of course, you can change it from time to time. Now, the reason being here is you are facilitating for recruiters to find you. Because, for instance, let's say you want to be in marketing. So you put marketing. So let's say you have a business degree, you want to be in marketing. People will look for marketing people, and when they do that, they will find your profile. So by having the keyword marketing there is important, right? Or it could be a specific industry that you want to be in, right? Let's say you want to be in banking, right? So you put banking, okay? So that at least when they do search, your profile comes up in that sense, okay? So part one, discipline. Part two, the type of job or industry that you want to be in. Part three is what we call uniquely you. And uniquely you here, you can put a few things. Number one, who you are as a person, all right? So some qualities lah. So if you want to share that you ada ciri-ciri kepimpinan, so you put leadership word there, okay? Later on in the about section, you jelaskan lah kenapa anda seorang pemimpin, right? Semasa saya di universiti, saya ahli majlis tertinggi mahasiswa untuk college saya menjaga portfolio what, you know. That one you can explain later. But in your headline, you put leadership or student leader, whichever that applies, right? You can, that is one. Second one, you can put achievement. You can put your achievement. So let's say you are common one for student. You are a dean list holder for 6 consecutive semester. You can put that. That is uniquely you, right? Or you can say you are a champion or juara untuk pertandingan debat antara college or pertandingan debat antara universiti. Better still, right? Inter-university debate champion. Put that. You can do that. So you see some students, they also join other activities or other challenges outside there. You know, there's many big multinational that run their business challenge like HSBC, like Unilever, you know, and things like that. So if you are finalist, you are a champion of that, then you can put, right? So this is uniquely you lah. You can also put, let's say you are very good in a particular sports or a particular hobby, you can put that, right? Now, why is all this important? Maybe I'll take this junction to explain why curriculum activities is important for recruitment purposes. Then you know why when you put this, it will help you to become more outstanding. So in the recruitment world, when we compare CV to CV, okay, we will take into account whether you have the fundamental skill of that particular job. So for instance, if you want to become a chemical engineer, or let's say an electrical engineer, we will then evaluate as a recruiter whether you have fundamentals, keperluan asas untuk kejuruteraan mechanical, right? Seumpamanya, right? And we assume, that is the assumption, most fresh graduate will have, if let's say you do a mechanical engineering degree, would have these fundamentals, okay? So what differentiates you between one candidate to another candidate is an area what we call attitude, or some corporates call it behavioral competency, right? In Malay, they call tingkah laku lah. So macam mana kita nak mengenali seseorang atau mengenali satu calon punya tingkah laku, ialah dari segi bagaimana orang ni pernah tak dia aktif dalam aktiviti kurikulum, right? And kenapa aktif dalam kurikulum boleh memberi gambaran sebagai kenapa orang ni tingkah laku dia baik atau tidak, ialah sebagai manusia kita semua habitual, kita sangat We are always very habitual. We do things repeatedly. So if I can find evidences of what you do in the past, it is a prediction of what you will do in the future. Serumpamanya, Anda seorang yang selalu suka bertanya, right? Tanya soalan. So if I interact with you for the last half an hour and you keep asking me question, I will have an impression as a person. If I were to hire you, you will also ask me question, right? So this is how the corporate people or the employer will judge you in that sense, all right? They use past evidences as a predictor for success, because as human beings, we are habitual beings, okay? So when you participate in extracurriculum activities and you're able to share and verbalize it, it becomes a good data point for the recruiter to evaluate you, to see whether you have the certain behavior or attitude that they are looking for. Of course, most lecturers or most career counselors will tell you that you need to have good attitude. Like, what is good attitude? You're positive, you know, your other initiative, you know, and things like that. But this one very generic. Most company will have specific requirements. Okay. And probably you don't know their requirement until you go for interview. So when they interview you, they are trying to mengupas pengalaman lama kamu atau pengalaman aktiviti co-curriculum kamu untuk menilai tingkah laku kamu, untuk menilai tingkah laku anda, right? And you will say that, kalau bagaimana kita tak ada aktiviti curriculum, that's why your university keep telling you to be active in curriculum activities because of that reason. Okay, not only you need to be active, now you need to do one more step, active and document it, so that when you go for interview, kamu tidak lupa, right? So kebanyakan kita sangat aktif tapi lupa semua. Bila pergi temu juga, tanya kita tak boleh ceritakan pengalaman kita, right? So itu memang satu gap lah. Right, any question regarding this? So dah bagi 3, profile, field photo, banner dengan headline, dah 3 dah. Right? Ada apa-apa soalan tak? Silakan. Okay. Kalau tiada, saya akan teruskan. Okay. Okay. Ikwan ada tanya. So, good question, whether you should post in English or in BM, right? So, petuanya adalah macam ni, right? So, we want you to post most of the time in English, kebanyakan kebarang kalian hire, right? But from time to time, do a posting in BM, right? So let's say you average, let's say 1 bulan 5 posting, right? 1 per 5 can be in BM, right? Because when you do in posting in BM, you have advantage in LinkedIn because there's not enough LinkedIn content in BM. So when you post in BM, LinkedIn will try to promote your content to other readers in that sense. So if you can post in BM, you have that advantage, right? But there's a big but, because I already say that English is a language that used in most corporates and most business. So having that ability to post in English will connect you better with other future employers lah. Okay, so good question, Iwan. Ada lagi satu caveat perlu tekankan. Bila nak buat posting dalam bahasa Malaysia atau bahasa Melayu, sila and tolong gunakan bahasa Melayu yang betul, dengan kata dan prosa dan grammar semua betul. Jangan guna kata perbualan, jangan letak bahasa Twitter. Okay, alright. So all these are not encouraged, alright. So not so much of that people don't understand you, but it is also not helping the national language. So saya memang galakkan, if let's say your English is not strong, all right, you can speak BM, right? This is how I feel. As a candidate, right? Kebanyakan majikan, okay, fahami penguasaan bahasa Inggeris calon mereka tak akan setahap yang tinggi. Okay, that is a common knowledge. So they understand that, right? So most of the time they don't expect you to speak perfect English. So kalau kamu boleh bertutur dengan baik, you definitely have a upper hand, alright? But if you cannot speak very well, right? Most of the time they don't penalize you. Okay, dia tidak akan mengambil kira terlalu banyak, right? Unless it is so bad. But more importantly, you are able to express yourself. You berani bercakap, penting. Nombor dua, kalau kamu kurang penguasaan bahasa Inggeris, kamu kurang fasih, it means that you need to speak BM properly. Okay, so let's say I want to recruit you, and you say, "Hey sir, English saya tak begitu bagus." Okay, right? But I like your attitude. I like who you are. But because your English is bad, means that your BM need to be good lah, right? You understand the logic kan? So if this one is no good, the other one need to good. But kebanyakan mahasiswa atau fresh graduate yang saya jumpa, English teruk, BM pun lagi teruk. So itu mencacatkan peluang kamu langsung, and this is where we have a big problem. Okay, so especially in the kind of field management consulting, perundingan pengurusan yang saya jalankan, kebanyakan masa saya ada klientel, customer sebagai pihak kerajaan atau GLC, and mereka memerlukan perundingan dalam bahasa Malaysia atau bahasa Melayu, atau material kita atau report kita, right, perlu dalam bahasa Melayu, right? Dan bila kita recruit orang muda join kita, bahasa Melayu mereka lebih teruk daripada kita punya. Kita tak boleh buat kerja. So ingat kita tak begitu bagus, kita ambil dia, tapi dia tak boleh contribute. So itu masalahnya. So if you want to do it in BM, make sure you do it in proper BM. Okay? So and that you will give your future employers a very, very good impression of you. Okay? And I got to say, we hardly see graduates or undergraduates that post proper BM, unfortunately. Okay. Kebanyakan kamu selesa sangat dalam bahasa Twitter. I use the bahasa Twitter lah, not to insult Twitter, but you know what I mean. So half the slang, half the short form that you use, it is not used in normal day-to-day normal transaction or normal official transaction, right? So if you can, please use bahasa yang betul lah. Yang itu saya sarankan. Okay. Ada lagi tak soalan?
Halo.
Ya, go ahead.
Hai, selamat pagi Mr. Wihan. Saya ada soalan yang ingin saya utarakan. Adakah perlu setiap guna ini mengetahui serba sedikit mengenai perniagaan? Sebab mereka akan sebuah ataupun manager. Jadi adakah mereka perlu mengetahui sedikit mengenai perniagaan ataupun bisnes? Terima kasih.
Sorry, tak dengar kamu lah, Zahirudin.
Ke nak saya type?
Saya dengar ilmu perniagaan. Apa yang dimaksudkan? Because suara saya jatuh sikit. Atau boleh type di komen.
Sebentar ya.
Okay, boleh. Sesiapa lagi ada soalan? Silakan. Okay, sementara menunggu soalan tersebut, okay. So having a profile is important, but more important after you get the profile, two things which I don't cover extensively this morning because of kekurangan masa. Ialah number satu, you start connecting with professional managers with the companies that you want to work for. So go to the search function again, type the companies that you want to work for. So umpamanya, let's say you think of working for Maybank. So type Maybank into the search function. You will see a list of profiles that people working in Maybank, right? And look for those profiles that you think that potentially become your employer, become your manager, right? Then send them a connection invite to say that introduce yourself, you are so and so, you pelajar tahun 1 atau tahun 2 UMK doing khusus apa, ingin belajar lebih daripada tuan dan puan, semoga dapat accept my invitation on LinkedIn, right? So do that, right? And if you know you need template on how to write this invitation, you subscribe to our Telegram channel. First 3 posting in May 2020 is all template how to connect with professional manager. Okay, so Zahiruddin kamu tanya, semua pengguna perlu mengetahui sedikit ilmu penjagaan. So jawapannya tidak. Jawapannya sepatutnya dalam LinkedIn kita memang daripada anggota bukan saja perniagaan, bukan saja bisnes, nak tekankan. Kebanyakan 80 hingga 9% ialah majikan dan orang yang mencari kerja, right? So ini social media platform untuk majikan dan orang yang cari kerja. Kebanyakan majikan dia buat bisnes lah, tapi dia bukan business owner, dia bukan owner sendiri. Dia mungkin bekerja untuk syarikat korporat besar atau GLC atau sebagainya, right? So sebagai pelajar, bila kamu aktif dalam LinkedIn, anda akan berkenalan dengan orang-orang ni. Dan bila berkenalan dengan orang-orang ni, anda mula pemikiran saudara akan mula berkembang dengan melihat apa yang mereka cakap, apa yang mereka tekankan, apa yang mereka menitik beratkan, supaya anda pun belajar dari tahun 1 lagi atau tahun 2 lagi di universiti. Semasa yang saya jelaskan di awal ceramah ini, 20 tahun yang lalu semasa saya di universiti, saya tak perlu ambil kisah benda-benda ni semasa di universiti. Tahun 1 ke, tahun 2 ke, tahun akhir pun tak payah ambil kisah. Pasal persaingan untuk dapat kerja bukan seketat pada hari ini, right? So tetapi pada hari ini untuk menyediakan saudara-saudari untuk alam pekerjaan adalah penting dari tahun 1 itself, dari tahun 1 saja kamu mula berkenalan, mengenali siapa di mana, okey, bagaimana mereka bertutur, apa yang tekankan, supaya kamu faham mereka. Bahasa Melayu ada satu pepatah cakap, kalau tak kenal maka tak cinta. Kalau kita tak beri peluang untuk berkenalan dengan ahli korporat, dengan ahli majikan pada hari ini, susah nak mereka mengambil kita bila kita grad. So itu yang kita nak tekankan supaya menyuruh anda semua supaya join platform ini untuk tujuan ini, bukan untuk tujuan lain, right? So you come into LinkedIn is to really use this opportunity to get to know corporate people, to get to know business people, so that you learn from them, all right? So you're not there to teach them, but you are there to learn from them. So if you say that, hey, I don't have any business experience, I don't have any corporate, yes, we all know that because you're a student, right? But with the right attitude, you can come and learn from all of us. Okay, so that's hope that answers your question. Good. Any other question? Ada 13 minit lagi. So I will explain one more. So the first one is to connect. First have a profile. Second is to connect. Third one is to be active. How to be active is to start reading what other people post and also giving comments to their posts, right? And the other statistics is If you're active on LinkedIn, you're the top 10%. If you're commenting on LinkedIn, you're the top 5% for undergraduates. Less than 5% of undergraduates on LinkedIn comment on professional managers' posts, right? So if you're able to do that, you will stand out. And I will guarantee you, every time you make a comment on a professional manager's post, that professional manager will read your profile, okay? Because we don't get many comments per posting. Each post maximum 20, 30 comments, right? So if you comment on their post and you give perspektif yang bagus, yang matang, right? Kebarangkalian besar mereka akan nak ambil tahu atau nak berkenalan dengan kamu, right? And you have a professional profile to impress them, they will definitely want to know you better and allow yourself to be known by them, right? So commenting on others' posts is very, very powerful. Okay, I know a third-year student tahun 3 who spent 6 months, 6 bulan dalam tahun 3, tiap-tiap hari masuk LinkedIn untuk comment on professional manager post, right? So dia target lah, dia nak target pengurus besar mana, syarikat mana yang semua ada potensi jadi majikan dia. They actively comment on their post setiap hari. Okay, kebanyakan masa dia sokong pernyataan yang disarankan. Oh sir, thank you very much for sharing this wonderful idea. I learned a lot from your posting. Right? Kebanyakan dia letak macam tu. Right? Tapi tetapi dia pun ada masa dia disagree pula. Dia say, oh, I think what you say is correct, sir. But daripada perspektif orang muda, kita ada pandangan yang lain. It is when you give pandangan yang lain, okay, kamu akan terselah, akan keluar sebagai noticeable. So people will find that, hey, you know, this young person, very, very vocal, very, very thoughtful, and he also expressed himself. So this young person that I'm sharing you the example, so when he graduated, first when he needed to find internship, dia tak perlu even apply. Dia message saja LinkedIn connection dia. Yang semuanya pengurus besar, syarikat besar, right? And he just got an internship just like that. When he graduated, recruiter datang cari dia, bukan the other way around. Okay? And when he got the job in one of the firma besar, dia beritahu saya pun terkejut. Dia cakap dia pergi interview because dia dipanggil untuk interview. Dia tak apply dia dipanggil pergi interview. And this one is a syarikat firma antarabangsa, multinational. Right? Dia pass interview, then dia dapat surat tawaran, dia get offer letter, right? So sebelum dia tanda tangani surat tawaran, dia tanya penua duga, kenapa you panggil saya? Saya tak pernah pun memohon jawatan ini, walaupun saya sangat berminat dan ingin bekerja untuk firma ini, right? So jawapannya ialah dia cakap bos besar kita pada suatu ketika 2 tahun lalu buat satu posting di LinkedIn and you commented, and because of your comment, the boss was so happy and so impressed that he come and tell the recruitment department. He said, please track anak muda ni, bila dia grad, saya nak dia dalam firma kita, nak dia dalam syarikat kita. That is how powerful this guy is, right? Third-year student, he do 4-year course, right? Local university. So I believe that if you know what to do, you can do it also, right? Just like him, right? But need to do consistently lah, bukan ini hari buat esok tak buat. So kena aktif setiap hari. Okay, Abdul Rafiq asks, skills on LinkedIn, any maximum or minimum? Actually, you can just put a few skills there to fulfill criteria, because once you fill in the skills column, you are nearer to what we call an all-star profile. Now, all-star profile is important on LinkedIn to ensure that you are searchable by recruiter, right? So it is a system that LinkedIn does to make sure that you isi borang dengan sepenuhnya. Kalau kamu isi tak isi, then LinkedIn akan bagi penalty, right? So it forces you to put the skill set there so that your profile is complete. And when your profile is complete, he gives you a status called All-Star, right? Now, All-Star doesn't mean that your preference. All-star just means you mematuhi semua syarat atau semua requirement dalam borang tersebut, dalam profile tersebut. And as a result of that, LinkedIn will allow your profile to be more searchable by recruiter. Let's say you only put nama and a few items and a lot of things you didn't put, right? Then your profile is incomplete, right? When your profile is incomplete, they will penalize you that you have less visibility. You cannot be searched, okay? So that is a LinkedIn requirement. Now, functional requirement, do employers, do majikan actually look at this skill set to see whether you got skills or no skill? The answer is no. As majikan, we don't look at it at all, because, especially in Malaysia, because this listing of skills is what we call shop sendiri lah. You boleh letak apa saja, tak ada orang dapat menilai tahap kamu, right? So you whether you put, don't put, actually don't have impact on your employment, I would say, to today, right? Until LinkedIn changes it lah, whether got some assessment criteria or not, okay? Okay, Siti Sulaika tanya macam mana buat profile lebih professional. So I already suggested photo, banner, okay? And one thing maybe I didn't touch is the about section, all right? So the about section, it is a description of who you are, right? And who you are is actually like what we say, opening pitch of yourself. So dulu section ini dipanggil summary, right? Rumusan. Then they realize that, wah, bila tajuk section ini ialah rumusan, semua bagi rumusan. 3 baris, 2 baris, 1 baris, alright? And that is not useful. So they changed the name summary to about. Okay, you look in your LinkedIn profile, there's an about section. In about section, there's 2,000 character. My advice to all of you is guna 2,000 character ini. Maximum. Until dia tak boleh tulis, dia cakap, you have exceeded the limit. Then you are correct. So you need to put 3-4 paragraphs of who you are. So describe yourself. Saya bagi contoh cepatnya. Tentukan masa, right? So we talk about kepimpinan, leadership. So let's say you want to impress upon everybody that read your profile that you are a student leader. And this is an actual example of myself, right? So I would say something like leadership is a quality that I very, I would say that I always believe that leadership is the most important quality any organization should have. So as a student, while in UPM, I always consistently pursue leadership position in all my activities and clubs and societies. For instance, when I was in my second year, Tahun 2, I was nominated, or I was the president, or my case is I was a vice president of Majlis Tertinggi Mahasiswa College 10 UPM, or in bracket, student council leader, right? And during my tenure as the vice president of NPM of K10, I've overseen 2 mega projects. One was Minggu Kejaya, which I attracted 200 corporate companies to come to meet our student. And we also managed to get more than 5,000 students from the entire university, the whole university, to come to our college. So you bagi cerita sikit, pengalaman kamu, berapa orang datang, berapa orang kamu jumpa, and so forth. So when I read your story, I say, budak ni memang dia ada leadership quality, you know. Dia bukan cakap saja dia ada, memang dia ada pengalaman sebagai seorang pemimpin pelajar atau pemimpin mahasiswa, you know. Then you give another story. So at the faculty level, I am also part and parcel of my faculty student council, right? And I jaga portfolio of sponsorship. And in that 2 years of as the AJK sponsorship, I managed to raise, let's say, 200,000 for the faculty project, and so forth, right? So with that, you give experience, you give achievement, you give things. So when I read, I may not believe it, but I read, at least I get first impression, and I call you for interview. I want to ask you further, because if you have really done it, you have really do this, you can tell more details. That's how the recruiter usually will do. And if I can hear the story to say, hey, not bad, you are actually the one that made all this happen, chances are when I recruit you as my employee, you are also able to make all this happen for my organization. So these are the things that we want you to write in your about section. So with that in mind, that also contributes to your professionalism lah. Siti Sulaika, if I answer your question, right? That is and that are just your profile, but your behavior on the platform is also important lah. So whether you ask professional question, whether you give professional comments, all that will help to build that perception and brand of who you are. Okay. Of course, taking the first step is most important lah. 80-90% of students don't even do that. So if you do that today, start today, you are already in the top 10%. So I told you I trained 10,000 students before throughout my 3.5 years. Okay, I can also tell you that among these 10,000, today I can see that it's also the 10% that is active, right? The other 90% memang ikut syarahan, dengar sini, then keluar sana, then okay, cukup. Tak perlu buat apa-apa. So sayang lah, memang sayang. Okay, and I can tell you that it is very, very challenging to get a job today. More so if you coming from a local university. Okay, so that is the reality lah. Okay, ada soalan lain? Dah hampir pukul 12. Okay, kalau tak ada, I will end here. All right. Thank you so much for your kind attention and for your questions. Two things. One thing is, please do connect with me on LinkedIn. Primary reason is because I help people like you, and my whole focus is to make sure that all Malaysian undergraduates are successful getting a job, right? Profiling yourself on LinkedIn. In fact, if you do that well, then that is my success. So I got no other reason to do this except that. Okay, because technically, even you are successful on LinkedIn, I don't get any monetary or tangible rewards. My rewards is only very much I will have thought that I have a hand in your success. And that if you even credit me also is okay. I know I've done my job. Number two is because of this movement that I started, I also have done different things. So I give you some examples what I've done about this trip. Yes. One area actively since all of us were locked down was to create mock interview. So I want to help young people like you to undergo job interview to prepare for yourself for the real job interview. So using my LinkedIn connection, because about 16,000 connection, I pair students and professional managers on a one-to-one basis to really practice interview skills. So last year we did about 45 students just for a period of 1 month. But this year I will do it again, but I probably will work with some group to help to facilitate that, because just scheduling is a nightmare for myself, especially alone. So that's one initiative that I've done in the many years, which I will continue to do this year. The other one I started this year only, 2021 baru start. So setiap malam Jumaat, okay, daripada pukul 8.30 hingga 9.30, I have a Zoom session. This is on Zoom, that I invite undergraduates and fresh graduates to join me to talk to different corporate people or business people. So how does it work is, depending how many people come, I will have Zoom breakout rooms. So there will be about 6-7 mentors every session. Last Friday, I had 80 people turn up and I got about 9 mentors. So each mentors dapat like 7-8 undergraduate and fresh graduate in their breakout room. All right. And for 40 minutes, 40 minutes, you can ask them any question. right? It is not a ceramah, so it is not a session where you come and listen. It is a session for you to come and ask questions and to interact and network. So remember, I talked about how you can network. So I created this program as well to help you to network. Yeah? And if you want more information, you just follow my LinkedIn posting. I'll be sharing the link to do that. And tomorrow, in fact, if you are free, I think you are still on semester break. If you are free and you are on LinkedIn, at 12:30, I will do a LinkedIn live with one of the fresh graduate from this activity. So I run 4 sessions. Every session, she's actively here. She's participating. And as a reward, I want to help her out. So how am I helping her out? I'm using my platform to advertise her, right? So you can come and actually witness what I do. So I allow her to ask me questions. I also help to engage other people to comment on her questions so that people get to know her. And lastly, I want to use that opportunity for her to promote herself to all the employers out there using my platform, okay? Because my platform has a bigger followers and connection, right? The last time I did this with the 2 undergraduates, the moment they finished the session with me, because this is broadcast on my LinkedIn Live, and I got about 16,000 connections on my LinkedIn Live, they get 2 offers for internship, just like that. Because, but they are good lah. I must qualify they are good. They are very positive. They ask all the right questions, and they're also very mature, and the audience just love them, right? So this is my little contribution to all of you. If you are willing to take up the challenge and join me, and hopefully can see you some other time in future sessions. If not, of course, if UMK hosts me further for other sessions, I'll definitely get to see you all again. Right? So with that, thank you very much. Have a great day ahead and a great week. Hope to see you in some of our future sessions. Right? Thank you.
Baik,
itu dia penerangan yang sangat jelas tentang LinkedIn daripada speaker kita. Jadi saudara Syafiq, adakah anda rasa lebih memahami apa itu LinkedIn? Macam mana pendapat anda?
Pendapat saya, Alhamdulillah, lepas kita dengar program tadi, penerangan daripada Mr. Moihan, kita dapat nampak apa itu fungsi LinkedIn kan. Dia ada resume, ada CV dalam tu. Dia LinkedIn ni orang kata salah satu medium komunikasi yang lebih luas. Sebab daripada LinkedIn ni kita boleh connect dengan banyak people. Terutama dengan industri-industri lah. Sebab kita lepas habis belajar pun, lepas grad pun, tujuan utama kita adalah untuk bekerja. Sebab kita pun nak cari uang sendiri kan, untuk beli kereta ke, beli rumah untuk sendiri. So LinkedIn ni dia bagi peluang kepada kita untuk cari industri yang sesuai dengan kita dan menampakkan pada majikan tentang keupayaan kita untuk bekerja di company mereka. Memang sangat bagus lah.
Ya, betul. So jadi untuk semua pelajar, ini adalah siri pertama bagi program LinkedIn. Kita ada lagi 3 siri. Dan pada pelajar-pelajar yang tidak dapat menyertai Google Meet ataupun terlepas daripada menonton live FB, live YouTube kita, anda semua boleh join lagi pada next month. Kita akan buat untuk siri kedua. Dan tidak dilupakan juga pada minggu depan 15 hari bulan Mac, kita ada satu program bersama industri. Jadi jangan lepaskan peluang dan jangan lupa follow IG HEPA UMK, Facebook HEPA UMK untuk dapatkan lebih lanjut tentang program-program yang akan kita jalankan. Okay, rasanya setakat ini saja live kita pada hari ini. Terima kasih kepada peserta ataupun student-student yang dah join live kita, live di Facebook, live di YouTube dan peserta yang telah join Google Meet bersama speaker kita. Saya berharap ilmu pada hari ini sangat bermanfaat kepada kita semua. Sekian. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.